Right, welcome to Savvy Trip 208. Today, fishing with a nice big bit of meat on there, basically out in the flow. See if anything smells it, comes along and eats it. Let's see what we get. Nothing was interested actually in the faster flowing water soaked in about 2 hours with that. It's not luncheon meat actually, it's like a brown mainline meat, which I've never used, so I'm not full of confidence with it. So anyway, I'm going to put on a lobworm, a little maggot feeder, right down the margin, hope a perch nabs it. Let's see what we get. It might be a nibble. I think it's a chub, but we'll see. No. There it is. Come in the net. There is it. Lovely plump chub, that one. Beautiful. Probably close to £4. Got quite a belly on him, look at that. Let's put it straight back. That was a lovely chub, definitely close to £4, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, I'm not certain. But it definitely wasn't like a £5, I would say, and not a 6, more like a 4-ish. It's interesting it took lobworm, not the meat, even though I've been fishing there with the meat for like an hour. So I'm going to put another one out, see what we get. Nice little fish. Maybe small chub, hopefully a perch. Wriggling around a bit. There you come. Oh, lovely. Come here. I was wondering if it would be a roach on a full lobworm. There is it. Lovely river roach. Probably about just under, well, £0.75, maybe £1. Oops. Trying to show you the other side. Come here. Look at that. What a wonderful little fish. I'll put it straight back. So, let me tell you, I've just pulled in, where I'm fishing, there's a pipe that comes in to the river from somewhere. I can't figure out where. I've seen it discharge raw sewage before, like toilet roll and stuff like that. Look at what I've just hooked or brought in. I'm pretty sure I know what that is. It's it's pretty disgusting, so I've got to try and get off my hook. Well, I've got rid of the that is definitely toilet paper, trust me, and like poo and that. It leads me on to the point. So just only the other day, a few days ago in fact, I was talking to a couple of people, my old man and my friend, and I was saying, like, why did a chub on the Hampshire Avon grow up to 7, possibly even £8, and then on this river, the Bristol Avon, they kind of, I have had a £7 out of it, but years ago, and you'll do well to get a £5 nowadays. But it's not otters that are killing them. So, and the other point, well, but before I end that point, to me, it suggests that the water quality, when they pump sewage into the river, the fish stop feeding, I think. So I'll include a couple of screenshots actually of the amount of sewage stations on the Bristol Avon compared to the Hampshire Avon. I haven't looked at the distance of the rivers, the length, but I think they're similar. And so therefore the chub on the Hampshire Avon are going to feed continuously throughout the year because there's not so much sewage in the water. Whereas here, when we have our heavy rains like we've had for 2 weeks, they're probably pumping the stuff in the river every day. So the fish just are reluctant to feed, and therefore they won't grow so large. And it's also an interesting point, I'm going to waffle a little bit longer, but it's to do with the black spots on the roach. I mean, some of the roach are covered in black spots, and the chub as well. And that only happens on the Bristol Avon, and a little river as well that I fish. And on the subject of the smaller river, the Marden, I have actually fished on the forks where the brook joins into the Marden when it's been high, and I've watched as the brook is flowing down like a chalky brown, right, and then it'll all of a sudden switch, so that the brook's flowing down a chocolate brown and the Marden's running a green colour, and then all of a sudden it'll switch, and then the Marden will be running a chocolate brown, and so you know that they're pumping stuff. It's really not right, but I don't think anyone really can catch them, So I don't know. All I know is I definitely did catch some S stuff. So don't know if I'm going to get any more bites, but we'll see. With regards as well to the pipe, I honestly haven't got a clue where it comes from. I'd be guessing if I said I did, but it must be connected to a sewage works somewhere. I don't know where the nearest one is to this point, but there's so many on the river, I didn't realise. There's probably one just over in the trees behind me or something like that. I'm not sure. I might look on Google Maps later. Anyone who does watch my videos all the time, you might have noticed something's been missing this season really, and it's the furry thing, isn't it? That the star of my intro, the otter. I like otters. I love otters in truth. I've always said there were too many on all of our rivers at the time, but all of a sudden this season they're gone. Well, except for some in the middle of the town, which someone's told me they've seen like scavenging in the town. 2 people actually have told me that. But I've got a few questions really. Question number 1, I've mentioned it before. What happens when the otter meets the beaver on the river? if an otter meets a beaver and the beaver's protecting its den, or hole, I don't know what they're called actually, a dam, you know, if they meet each other, the beaver's going to tail slap and try to intimidate the otter. The otter's then left with a choice. Do I fight or do I flee? If it fights, it's risking breaking a tooth and breaking a claw, and that would mean death really to the otter. So I do wonder if the otters, the families of otters locally, have met the beavers that have been put here. I'm telling you now that they ain't travelled from the River Otter. I'm not having that at all. They have been put here for certain. And, you know, I don't think anyone's studied the relationship between the otter and the beaver. Even actually on the River Otter, which did have otters, that I've seen no mention of the otters and the beavers together. I don't know on that. And I also do wonder if people are killing them. But again, I don't know. I can't prove that either way. Just thought I'd tell you that. And then it kind of coincides with the sewage as well, because if the water companies have started pumping out sewage over the last year and a half, 2 years, way more than normal, would the otter tolerate it? I doubt it. So then they would move out of the river systems into a town or into your ponds in your gardens and your lakes, because the water's so filthy, because we're pumping crud into it all the time, possibly. All a bit of a guesswork, but all I know for certain is that I caught some crap and I'm not happy with it. So no more bites at all whatsoever. I'm going to go back to meat on the far side now, away from that crappy pipe. Well, I've decided to move swims because I don't want to catch another turd berg, really. So I'm going to use meat again, just out on this crease line, and see if anything comes along. I'm sure there'll be some chub here, so fingers crossed. Last cast of the day, well, last swim, maybe probably last cast, because I'm probably going to lose my kit in this swim because it's a very snaggy one. No interest at all in this strange dark meat. It's supposed to be spicy, but I don't know. I'm going to put a big piece out, see what we get. Oh well, nothing at all is interested in that brown meat today, if it is meat, whatever it is. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, thanks for subscribing, and see you again soon, next time maybe. Bye.